10 minutes passed instantly. In that time, Scylla and the Herrscher of Sentience defeated 2 more waves of monsters. The coordinates have been located. It won't take long until Miss Cell can reconnect the bridge over here. Given her condition, I'm afraid she won't be able to maintain the passage for long. You must pass through quickly. Understood.
了解。
Here they come again.
果然又来了。
Be careful not to let those monsters get close to the connection point of the bridge. Michelle's body can't withstand their attack in her current condition. Hey, I can hear that, number 17. I'll be okay. You two just need to get me a few more minutes. It'll be easy for you to come over here as long as you get the timing right. That's a piece of cake.
那还不是小意思。
No, given the numbers, we can't guarantee that we'll be stopped all of them. Right. Scylla, what are you doing? Won't the black mist freeze those sand servants? Yeah, but they won't get frozen instantly. Since we can't take them with us, might as well make the most of them to buy some time. I don't mind, but are you sure you can find and control them at the same time? You just worry about yourself. Hey, isn't the path ready yet? How long has it been? It'll take another minute or so. Get ready over there. No problem.
那还行啊。
Herrscher of Sentience, get in front of me with Prof Rock. I'll get the Sun Servants to bring up the rear. I'm half a sage after all. Wasn't this bridge built for you? Also, I feel like those monsters love chasing behind you. How will you get to the bridge unless someone blocks them for you? Fine then. This isn't time to be courteous. Pay attention, the space bridge is almost complete. Countdown. 3, 2, 1, now. I can see the other side, Scylla. Let's get moving. Good, everything is going well. It's your turn now, Scylla. After the Herrscher of Sentience disappeared from her sight, Scylla also stepped onto the bridge. However, after running a few steps, she could hear the crisp sound of bridge breaking under her feet. Scylla, get over. This was the first time Scylla had heard the sound, but she could guess what was happening. Before she could make a sound, her body was mercilessly enveloped in a feeling of weightlessness that reminded her of drowning. In a trance, she remembered how she felt when she was drifting on and on. That was a time when she drifted hopelessly and aimlessly with no end in sight. She wouldn't let this little incident intimidate her. She felt like a certain crybaby was more cause for concern than the situation. In the past, she had to go great lengths to dispel her confusion and fear. But this time, the hand that she once held was now far away and out of reach. Should she feel relieved or uneasy? Countless thoughts surged through her mind instantly like tidal waves and retreated just as fast as they came. All she had was falling alone. But her loneliness was somewhat A misperception. Sila, grab me! Just in time.
还好赶上了。
Sila, why are you?
希尔，你怎么？
Although Miss Cell's passage comes to stay for too long, she can still create a safe rope for us.
分出一条安全绳作为保险。
What? You have that little faith in me?
怎么？
Now I can't give that moment a beating after this.
过去之后，我还真不能做为你。
But I really wanted to make sure that nothing would go wrong. I wanted to ensure you would all return safely. Even so, it's too dangerous to jump into the Sea of Honkai. Do you wish to sink even deeper in it? I might not even be able to stay by your side this time. About that, you just did the same thing, Sila. Aren't we pretty much the same?
我们彼此彼此。
Jeez, you're idiot.
是的，你这个傻瓜。
As the bridge built by the idea disappeared, the passage between the two worlds was completely cut off. Those who fled to the South Snow Holy City finally got a chance to catch their breath. However, there was probably not much joy in their reunion, as it came at the cost of the other world being completely enveloped in the black mist. While they were fighting just to survive, their enemy had taken another step forward. Energy powerful enough to devour another bubble universe will soon be mobilized. This also implies that the countdown to the annihilation of both worlds will soon start. Let's turn our gaze back to the tower. At this moment, the two genuine sages have finally returned to their territory. A place where they will continue to face their heavy and futile mission. That really gave me a fright. I turned around just to see you on my side. Everything would have been fine if you let me bring up the rear. You just like to act tough. It's not like I broke the bridge. Even if you took my place, you also need Sila to save you. So was Sa also responsible for that? I think so. At least I feel like it. Okay, if it keeps happening, I'm afraid you'll become our Sa detector. It was hard enough building a bridge, yet you even allocated extra building materials. I must admit that your love for challenges is very admirable. Things turned out well, though. No matter what, now that everyone's safe, the South Snow Holy City will also be safe for now. But what happened just now is enough to convince us that Sa will interfere at any time. I think we should analyze the situation now and plan our next course of action. Yeah, Sa has been extremely cautious and rarely taken actions directly, only twice to destroy the passage we created. So based on this, the person most qualified to share their opinion is Miss Dao, right? It looks like Miss Shiguru's opinion of me has improved slightly. I'm just stating a fact. So what do you think? Rather than saying I have any thoughts, it's more like I've got a feeling. The first time it acted, it destroyed the passage I created and eliminated Beta, who was in the passage at the time. That made me realize that maybe Sa didn't want anyone to discover how it acts. Not to let Vita's sacrifice be in vain, I paid extra attention when I built the second passage. I wanted to find out exactly when Sa would act to expose its deepest secrets. So, what did you actually do? When the second passage was destroyed, I finally confirmed one thing. Sa's interference is simply energy manipulation, nothing mysterious, except we don't know where it's coming from. The authority is directly related to energy. I see. The power outage of the South Node Holy City suffered was probably part of this attack. Shouldn't this be a secondary disaster? That's what I thought too. After all, it's difficult to imagine Sa would handle something this small itself. But now that I think about it, I think I've overlooked the nature of the incident. What's its nature? When Miss Dell and I first came to this world, there was no electricity or network here, which was normal because the technology here is quite primitive. I built the power system here by myself. During this process, to maximize benefits, I use power generation and energy storage technologies that are different from those used in other worlds. I use an ancient power called Inscribed Whisper that only exists in this world to reduce the cost of generators, power transmission lines, and batteries. Looking back now, the basic laws of this world are most likely to be involved. Wait, are you saying the power outage is actually similar to star rock extraction on Fallen Star? You don't think? When Sa attempts to influence the world in a certain manner, the Inscribed Whisper is the first to act. Could this reaction be the cause of the blackout? If it's true, doesn't that mean we'll be able to find traces of Sa's attack of this world by investigating how Inscribed Whispers change? Considering the history of the fallen star, we can't be too optimistic. We might be able to find Sa, but we might also find nothing like Dr. Charter and the others. Isn't that right, Miss Shiguri? Indeed, but since things have come to this, there's even more reason for us to act. Yes, without further ado, why don't we investigate the power system now? Of course, we have no objections. As expected. What did you discover? To be accurate, I haven't discovered anything yet, but I might discover something soon. Hang tight while I conduct an experiment. It looks like we'll need to wait some time for the investigation results. Maybe I should talk with others first. Prometheus looks very busy. Speaking of it, Prof. Ross, do you belong to this world or someone outside this world? That's a very good question, Sila. As you can see, I've used a piece of moon rock as a vessel to stay close to you, my true self, or to be precise, the main part of me as a wisp of thinking energy is actually far away from here. For example, you can think of me as a bomb disposal expert who is communicating with you, a professional holding the scissor remotely to disarm a bomb, and you're the ones who will risk your lives to complete the mission. There's no way around it, right? Or do you have an escape route? Well, theoretically speaking, we do have an escape route. What do you mean? If Sa really is a being on par with the cocoon of finality, then we, and even everyone in the proper world, should prepare for a drawn-out battle. There's no point making unnecessary sacrifices. If there's no way around it, we should preserve the spark of resistance like Vita once did. I understand. Although I am the current sage, I still wish to protect these two worlds to the greatest extent. However, I agree with you if I have to prepare it for the worst. It's just that it will be very difficult for Miss Zhao to create a new passage. Sa also seems to have become proficient in stopping us. In that case, what is our escape route? It's Shiguri Kira. Bear in mind that everything I just said is theoretical. This isn't anything to brag about. Before I left the candy house, I secretly took the key of the beyond, or sugar key, as a precaution. In fact, I was only able to find my way back here thanks to its assistance. The key of the beyond. You can think of it as a weapon similar to the divine key, that has similar powers to the Herrscher of the Void. It can manipulate time and space to some extent, like packing up a small part of this world or searching for other paths connecting to other worlds. However, it can only operate on a small scale. That being said, the key of the beyond does have some advantages on its own. It can be used in dimensions that can be connected to the Sigma space, and since I'll likely to be the one opening up the path, as an idol, I naturally have to do my best and do not disappoint my fans. Kira-senpai, we're counting on you then. If we get a chance, please look forward to my performance. Strange. Is this really possible? I'm the Herrscher of Sentience. I can't. Something happened? Isn't it obvious? She's fading again and feeling bad about it. You... What's going on here? Why are you looking so alive again? I hope you're happy for me. Although it's not obvious, I'm not in control of my body now. What do you mean? Although we return to the holy city, we can't exist simultaneously in the same body like before. We can only take turns. It's really strange. It seems possible to avoid fading by doing so. So it's not entirely a bad thing. However, I can't seem to understand the rules of this world. If Fu Hua is here, then maybe... Stop right there. I don't like the body of the old antique like that. Who knows if her legs will feel sore on rainy days. Moreover, I'm a Herrscher. The situation is different from me. But to think this is possible, don't tell me you two are also something from the Sigma like Miss Zhao. How could you switch out and act independently? Is the great Herrscher of Sentience feeling more and more ordinary? You're the ordinary one. You see so many multiple personalities nowadays. But if I had the wrong idea earlier, could you both have a physical body? She stepped forward and reached out as she talked, as if she wanted to verify her conjecture for herself. However, when she realized the other party's attention, the black-haired girl grabbed her other self and pulled her towards herself. How dare you? You're so protective. She shifted her gaze to the clasped hands, something the two girls could never do in reality outside this room that belonged to the two of them. Fine then, you two can keep being lovey-dovey here. I've already found out what I want to know, and I'm not interested in knowing more details. Prometheus has succeeded. Almost done.
差不多了。
Come, let's find out whether this will work.
让我们一起看看，这会不会起效。
Hi, citizens of South Snow Holy City. Is there anything I can do for you? This is.
这是
What did you enter just now?
你刚才说
Was
了
a
什么？
power outage not a
难道这
hardware
场停
issue?
电不是硬件故障？
This is something you two are
是一个
familiar
为
with.
并不陌
Of
生的东
course,
西。
you shouldn't be able to recite its source
你
code
们
from
应该没
memory.
办法把它的源代码默写出来。
I implemented an imaginary renormalization group processing module into that mecha to see if it can shield itself from external interference, and I succeeded, at least for now. Imaginary renormalization group, so-called World of Honkai. That's right, my success just now proves one of the hypotheses you put forward before. Baru or not, making a bomb enough to destroy a world or creating a new bubble universe requires massive energy. Energy of this level can easily surpass the maximum power output of most metamorphosized Herrscher individuals. And to pull it off in multiple bubble universes, as far as I know, such divine feat can only be accomplished by cocoon of finality, right?
中烟之碱。
This was just an unverifiable conjecture at the time. An analogy is just an analogy after all. Based on common sense, Sa, an anomaly in the sea of quanta, should have nothing to do with the cocoon of finality. But the previous experiment proves that Sa, or at least some of its authority, has an identical logic to the cocoon of finality. After all, I used the same method I used on the cocoon of finality.
毕竟我就是在用应对中烟之碱的做法来应对它。
This is worth pondering.
就很值得
So did you solve the mystery of Sa's
所以
interference with the
你用烛火
code
之
that
轮
mobs
限制
used
中烟
against
之
the
碱的
cocoon
那
of
些代码，
finality?
破解了梭对这个世
I'm
界的
nowhere
干
near
预。
solving the mystery. All I've done is temporarily stop the power outage.
多半也只能临时制止这一场
Like I
停电。
said, the thing truly worth pondering is that Sa's authority and cocoon of finality's authority follow the same underlying logic.
和中烟之碱的全能，既然采用了同一特
Perhaps
定
Sa
的模
is
型，
imitating the cocoon of
或许
finality,
一直在
or
模仿
perhaps
中烟
it
之
really
碱。
is just a
或
coincidence.
许
In
这
any
真的只是
case,
纯粹的
this is
巧
enough
合。
for us to develop some
但无论
targeted
如何，
solution, just
它
like
不
what
足
I
以
did.
让我们制定出一些针对性的方案，就像刚才
Wait a
那样。
minute, I know you just did a lot of analysis, but why were we fading
我们之前
earlier?
会变淡，又到底是怎么回
I
事？
don't know yet.
暂时还没有
Have
头绪。
patience, Herrscher of
生而为
sentience.
造，
Now
实
that
质
we
力
know
者
Sa and the cocoon of
既然
finality
知道
are
了梭的
extremely
基本
similar
性
in
质与中
nature,
烟之
we
碱
can
极为
conduct
相似，
targeted
我
observation
们就可
and
以对它的可视
investigations
性
on how it
进
merges
行针
worlds.
对性的观测
Next,
和调查。
yes, let's go to the border of South Snow Holy City. We may make many intriguing discoveries at the border where the fusing process has already
一定
started.
还会有很多耐人寻
What
味
can
的
we
发
do to
现。
help?
我们能帮上
Let
什
me
么忙
think.
呢？
Based on the
让我
current
想想。
situation,
以目前的情况而
probably
言，
nothing.
似
Given the
乎不
nature
能
of the
考虑到
investigation,
调查
I
的
just
性
need
质，
Dr.
就
Schrodinger
需
to
地
come
管
with
博士
me.
和我一起
Everyone else
去，
can stay
应
in
该
the
就够
Holy
了。
City to
其
reassure
他
the
人可以
residents
先留在
and
圣
maintain
城，
basic
安
social
抚这里
order.
的居民，维持基本
It
的
is
社会秩
indeed
序。
important to
维持
maintain
秩序
social
的确是
order,
很重要的
but
工
can I
作。
also participate in the
不过，
investigation of
关
Sa?
于梭调查任务，
The
也算
fact
上
that
我
I'm
如何，
essentially your
且不是我，
guardian,
且算是你
as
的
far
半个
as the
监护
current
人。
situation is
就现状
concerned,
来说，
you do need a
你们也需要
bodyguard.
一个保镖才好啊。
Guardian.
监护人，
Don't you think you're the one in
你是
need
指
of care?
被监护的人
Is
吗？
this the
哎
thing they
呀，
call reverse
这
psychology?
就是所谓的逆反心理
I'm
吗？
not interested in your personal
我对你
relationships,
们的
but
私人
Miss
关系
Dell,
毫无兴趣。
unless I'm
但
mistaken,
米
you
斯
were
特林小
seriously
姐，
wounded by Sa
我
twice
记
a
得你
day.
今
You
天
think
已
you'll
经
be a
被夫出车
competent
祸2次
bodyguard?
了。在这种状况下，你也认为自己足以胜任保
What do
镖
you
的职
think
责吗？
then, Miss Shiguri? We have different destinations, but I want to test the key of beyond at the border, so I should be able to be their bodyguard too. That also works. Oh right, can you come here, Herrscher of Sentience? There's something I want to discuss with you in private. You started using Dr. May's tone again. What do you want? Don't worry, I won't ask you to be our bodyguard. Since we now have a basic understanding of Sa's nature, perhaps there's something that only you can do.
有一件事就只有你才能完成。